the
What
model.
your
So
week was like, bro?
my week,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good week. This week, as far as what, trucking or just me generally?
Yeah. Both. You know what I'm saying? Both. We
Oh,
gotta live life, bro. We not just truck drivers, bro. We gotta live some kind of life. We can't box ourselves.
yeah, I'm not even. I want to put that out there. I'm not even a truck driver, man. I don't even. I don't have my CDL, so
Okay.
I respect truck drivers ultimately. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good week, man. No mechanical breakdown. So in the trucking industry, that's always a, what I'm saying, that's a good week when that no
For
breakdown.
sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And then the stuff that we getting fixed is minor stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that this week. So yeah, just it was a good week though. We
Good.
got
Introduce yourself. Let's get
consistent
you
work.
started. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ask you, you know what I'm saying, how you got started and how you are in the industry and stuff like that. Go ahead. I'm gonna do my intro and then I'm gonna bring you in and then like just tell us about who you are, what you do. So what's up, y'all? It's Chris Lee TV back in here with another video. As y'all see, I have Kel here off of Twitter. Me and Kel are in a trucking group. We've been following each other for a minute. And we saw, I'm sorry, let me stop shaking this desk. I saw that he was making some moves, you know what I'm saying, and talking that talk. So I had to connect with Kel. I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself. Go ahead, Kel. Let the people know who you are.
Yeah, like you said, man. Met him through Twitter. We in the truckers group chat, and I got into this industry probably I've been around it my whole life. My father's been a truck driver for 30 something plus years. So I've been around it really my whole life, from dump trucks to tractors. You know what I'm saying? You name it. My dad's probably pulled it, and I've probably had to go outside help him do something, whether turning wrenches on the truck and things of that nature.
Right.
But we've started taking, I think probably late last year or middle of last year, started taking it serious as far as expanding the business. My father always said, and something you preach too always, is finances, especially for truck drivers. Yeah. On that note, like my father always say, like, yeah, I sent you to, I went to Penn State, business major and stuff like that. So they always say, oh, I sent you to school so you can learn how to, run a business and
Yes,
this, that,
sir.
and the third. So I think I graduated, was working at a government contracting company, and then
That's dope.
for there, I think it was probably I was ripping and running for like a year, just spending money crazy, just doing what you do when you start making money out of college.
And you're young, yeah. It's like you
Yeah,
gotta do
yeah,
it, bro. You gotta blow. And, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Have some
yeah.
fun.
So I was, getting that out of my system, and then I think I looked up, and then it was the next graduating class at Penn State, and I was like, damn, I've been out of school a year, and I ain't take this trucking thing serious, and I've said it to my friends and stuff before. So then it was I think around August last year, that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this, let me start taking it serious, and then it went from there.
What do your friends think about you know what I'm saying? At first, what did they think about it when you first started talking that truck and stuff? And then what do they think about it now?
Um, I'll say, they all, I think even in college, my close friends knew that I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to do the trucking thing. And
Right.
then it kind of when I got the loan for the truck or whatever, and
Yeah.
signed the paperwork and stuff, it was what I'm saying, we went out and celebrated this, that, and the third. But
So they kind of
they,
embraced it. You know what I'm saying? They weren't
yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't look down on it.
Nah, yeah. They supportive by all means. You know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Do what you aspire to do.
Heck yeah, that's dope. So so your father's been doing it for 30 years. Where was he over the road, or has it always been like a local thing, or were you always able to see him? Like, what was that connection like in that? You know what I'm saying, growing up, and because I have a son, and my first year I was away from home. You know what I'm saying, so I didn't get to come home often, and that's kind of like a big deal with truck drivers, where we don't get to see our kids, spend time, and see our kids grow up. So, how was that? You know what I'm saying, with your dad?
Um, well, I think, I mean, that's definitely something that's common. I'm saying, the truck drivers have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was just honestly just my I would say my emotional capacity is just built different, I think, than the
Sure.
average person. And being young, even when I was younger, I kind of always kind of seen big picture. So when dad was my dad was over the road. That, to answer your question immediately, was he was, but over the, well, some one point when he first started, it was dump trucks. He had dump trucks, so that's local, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he switched over, and when it got to Peterbilt, and he was over the road. So I think between like my 7th grade year to like junior in high school or sophomore in high school, he was over the road, be
Mhm.
gone for like a month or two and come home for the weekend or come home 3 or 4 days, you know what I'm saying? Grinding, getting it.
For
Because if
sure.
you think about that time that we was in, like I was in middle school, like '08, that's when the financial crisis hit.
Mhm.
He was able to withstand that and he's an owner operator, so
Oh,
he's not
yeah.
driving for, another company where they got this work, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I have, like I said, I have respect for truck drivers, but I have the utmost respect for owner operators.
For sure.
Because you know what I'm
Right,
saying,
man,
you gotta they gotta get out there and grind, you know
yeah,
what I'm
it's a
saying?
struggle.
So and people don't understand the expenses tied to an owner operator. And sometimes
For
I
sure.
think drivers try to, especially company drivers, try to compare themselves to owner operators, and it's just
Boy,
like
you can't, bro. That's
it's a
like being,
different
you know
class, bro.
what I'm saying? That's like being under your mom, right? And then like being out in college with no parents or nothing like that, right?
That's a great comparison. Nah, it's a great comparison right there. I think, yeah, that's a good comparison right there, man. Like, uh, cause like you try, especially they try to compare. I think what they make compared to owner operators, and sometimes yeah, when I think, and now in Maryland, I'm in Maryland. The average, local guy makes between $1,000 to $1,200 a week. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then some of these guys, when you get out there, these truck drivers get out here and talk to owner operators. Owner operators, truck drivers always talk about pay and stuff like that, as we
Right.
do in the group chat. So they'll thought the owner operators will throw out their numbers, whether it's, oh, I made 3 grand this week, or I made blase blase blah. But
Mhm.
as a truck driver, you're not privy to the expenses that an owner operator has and
At
don't
all.
understand them. So they don't know that insurance is 1,200 a month, depending on how long you've been in the industry. They don't know that, you know what I'm saying, they had a breakdown that they got to pay for out of pocket. Then you got to look at business expenses and personal expenses. So yeah, they got these high overhead, as we know in the trucking industry, but you got
Right.
overhead in your life. So you got a mortgage, you got your kids, you know what
Man,
I'm saying? So
that adds
it's,
up. All that adds up.
yeah. So that
So that
that
300,000 you
4 grand,
might make that year, like you
when you
can't
bust
say
it
I
down,
just made 300,000 because that money that you had to allocate to, you know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying, bro, because I've said this before and people don't understand it. They just see those numbers. And that's just like such elementary, like it's such a childish thing to do. Because that's how you can tell somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't know what they're talking about.
nah,
That's
yeah,
just
for
like the
sure.
first level, bro. You can't even get past the first level in it when you're doing something like that. Like I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's just like when you get down to it and you say, yeah, the owner operator made 3 grand in a week, 4 grand a week. Like when you bust it down, he really only made 1,200, just like you. So like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? At some point, but just the owner operator, you can make more, but it's just like when you, on the average, when you break it down, you end up making the same amount, if not a little bit more than somebody that's driving for somebody else. And but the drivers only see that big number and not understand all of these things that come with it. You know
But
what
check
I'm
this
saying?
out. But
Like,
check this out. The where I see it is like when you own that business and you set it up right, a company driver not gonna be able to get no business loan. They don't have no business credit. They probably don't have no credit, right? But that business
mhm.
person, they can go to the bank, they can get that business loan. And then after that first year, what you can do, you can buy 2 more trucks. After that second year, you can buy
Right,
3 more
right,
trucks because you
right.
have that paperwork behind you. So now I done bossed up on you. And now instead of making what you the same thing that you made at one point in time, a couple years down the line, that 1,000 is now 5, 6, 7,000 because I have multiple trucks. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, definitely, definitely. Like you said, if you boss up like that, and it just depends. Sometimes a good, like, I take care of most of the, like, the finance stuff. Like a good year, like my dad really, and it's crazy how he does it. Like, and if you Google this stuff,
Mhm.
like if you Google this stuff, it's online. Like a owner operator, his first few years, even if he grows 150, he only gonna make probably like take home 50. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that's if you can get out there and one of the biggest things that what I'm saying, me and my dad kind of like talk about and discuss and preach now is preventative maintenance. So
Mhm.
like if you're getting out there and you have an eye and you know what's wrong with your truck and stuff like that, like that's a huge thing, and you can kind of catch things before they what I'm saying, get too bad and get your truck in the shop. So, what I'm saying, the less time your truck in the shop, the less downtime you got. And you all know the more miles you put on your truck, the more money you make. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's
right.
like a trickling effect. So looking at it like that, so like your first few years as an owner operator, you're looking to make 50. But as you get your experience and you start to see stuff, then you're looking at making like 70, 80,000,
And
you know what I'm
that
saying? Because
networking as well is a huge thing, and you making that type of money, as far as like your shippers, your brokers, your
yeah,
factoring, like your insurance, your costs are possibly going lower depending on how safe of a driver and better like you're doing
correct,
out there, right? So
correct, correct.
all that stuff like people don't think about, and it's like, man, it's like somebody being given something and somebody having to work hard for it. Like you never gonna understand it. You never will until
Yeah,
you're in that spot. And then it's too late.
yeah,
Now you got to, you know what I'm saying? That's why I made that planner, because I was like, y'all gonna get hit in the head and you're gonna see. And
yeah, man. It's yeah. I definitely like that planner. Like like I said, we follow each other on Twitter. Like I like how you tailored that to like the truck drivers because a lot of guys are good at what they do, but not so much as good at running a business. And I
very
think
true.
that's you know what I'm saying. So that financial piece as an owner operator becomes a big thing. You know what I mean? So it's very very important. I think. But I kind of didn't answer your question. I definitely go off on these freaking riffs and stuff
It's
like
all
that.
good, bro.
But as far as my dad, so kind of like after the owner operator dump truck, then he went over the road, had a dedicated route, and I definitely found that's kind of like a little tidbit is having dedicated runs, like you said, networking, having dedicated runs. At one point, he just was going from I think Cali, from here to Cali, and that was his
Mhm.
dedicated run. And that's bread and butter. That's the same
Sure.
rate, you know what I'm saying? Good
Right.
money, same mileage being burnt, same everything, you know what I'm saying?
You
So
can kind of know, your
you could
costs. You know your cost of doing business.
yeah, you could level and you
Easier.
could boss up like that, you know what I'm saying? If you got that dedicated route, you know what I mean? And then from there he got into this when the financial like I say, my dad's been very well at pivoting and adjusting to these financial crisis that hit and
Oh,
stuff like that. When over the road went, you know what I'm saying, went to shit and they was paying you dog shit for your loads. He found and it was a part of the piece, like you said, he was over the road. He felt like he missed me from seventh grade all down. I'm almost about to go to college. So like
yeah.
for him, he missed all of that. And for me, it was like I said, I work different. So like I seen like I think around eighth grade, I became more aware of what was going on in the world. So I really wasn't as far as financially what was going on in the world, you know, some bit became more aware.
Right.
So I seen that dad had to get out there and hustle so we could, you know what I'm saying, have the roof over our head. So I
Are you
seen
only
that. So
child? Are you only child?
nah, I got a younger brother. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? My brother's 18 now. He's away at Penn State too right now. But we just seen the bigger picture. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? Dad has to work so we could, you know what I'm saying, so he can provide. I get it. And then, but when he came home, that's just how we got into what we're in now. We've been here for like the last 9 years. Uh, hauling cement. So he
Yeah.
hauls cement, and we're the primary carrier for a company by the name of Monumental Concrete, and it's a minority-owned business
Okay.
here in located in DC. So all of this, when cement, what you need cement to make concrete. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
we haul all the cement in there, and that's kind of how I got. This is where we arrived at now. My dad's been down there for like 9 years, carved a position down there, and it got to the point, like you said, relationships. They pretty much asked him like, "Mark, we need you to get more trucks.
Hmm.
We need you because we know," and he dispatches as well for them.
Yeah.
So it's for their cement. So it was kind of like, why not, take this shot,
For
especially in
sure.
trucking. If before you get a truck, you want to have to work. That's what my dad always says, and I think
No,
that's
that makes
true.
sense. That makes 100% sense, bro. That makes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I understand that. Um, so like what do you see like as far as like y'all doing in the future as far like how many trucks do y'all have right now?
we have two, and two right now. Looking to get that third one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But first thing, like you said, bossing up is uh for us. We want to get our own trailers first because we haul bulk tankers. Um, in this industry, we're using their tankers right now, but once we get our own tankers, that's like gonna open up so much. You know what I'm saying? So many doors and stuff. Because primarily that's our main customer right now, and we're gonna grow with them as they grow. I believe they're the most profitable minority owned business or something like that
For
in
sure.
DC or something like that. So and they're attached to a company by the name of Cheney Enterprises. And like you said, relationships are fostered through that. That's how I kind of got like the banking relationship that I was able to develop. Bomb interest rate on my truck, man.
Yeah.
If you could just guess, man, what do you know the average interest rate attached to commercial vehicles?
I don't, man. I don't have any
It's
idea.
it's between 8 and like 16%. You know, of
Okay,
course,
I was
all of
gonna say
that's
12.
depending.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, eight. I think it's 8. It might be 8 to 12. This all I know is mine is like 3.4.
That's dope.
That's so yeah, my truck knows like
I mean, you're pretty
5,000.
A1, bro. I mean, y'all
Yeah,
are
I'm saying.
A1, like for real. And then like
Yeah,
does having like I'm sure some of y'all's equipment is paid off, right?
yeah. My dad's truck is paid off.
So
You
having
know what I'm
the asset
saying?
might help too, right? Like having
Yeah,
that paid off.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like, but that relationship, bro,
Mhm.
like, cause I I went to a banker who just to paint the picture, like the guy who really, you know what I'm saying, introduced me to the bank. He told me meet him at the bank at like 4:30 or something like
Yeah.
that. Mind you, like the bank it's a Friday, so the bank closed at 4. I'm like, why are you setting up a meeting at 4:30? You know what I'm saying? So I show up to the bank and it's old white guy and he goes and pulls on the door and the door's locked. So I'm
Hmm.
like, me and my dad looking at each other like laughing in our head, like, and then he's like, I'm gonna go around back. I'm like, man, I got dreads. Yeah, I got a suit on, but I ain't going around back to the bank. Of course I'm gonna
Yeah.
he said, you guys wait right here. I said, of course
Right.
I'm gonna wait right here. But the dude ended up the loan officer ended up coming out front and I'm suited, but he has this like it looked like he just got off the golf course, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm looking at him. I look at the other guy. He pretty lax as far as attire goes. Me and my dad suited, and then we go sit down and have this talk. And I'm just like, yo, this is how me this is done. Like
Hmm.
this after banking hours. You know what I'm saying? I sit down and chop it up with the dude. He said, yeah, this is what we're going with your credit, but we'll run your credit. He asked me my credit, of course. Then he said, yeah, of course we're gonna run it, trust but verify, and then boom, this is good. This will probably be your interest rate. 3.4 at the time it's 3.4 to 3.8, depending on how the market goes. And then when I locked in, it was that 3.4, and I was like, this shit is unbelievable. And my dad was just
Yeah.
unbelievable because uh when he first started, he got his truck. His truck note was $1,000 a month.
Right.
So that's half. You know what I'm saying? So what that is? So like it was like I said, that was just like a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So
How did
like
you develop
fostering
that
relationships.
relationship? You know what I'm saying? How did that come into fruition? You know what I'm saying? What did you do?
It's
Just
bro.
you
I
don't
I
everything,
really
but just you know what I'm saying, just a little tip on how you develop those types of relationships.
I mean I'm a personable guy, man. I like networking and talking to people.
Hmm.
I've been like that in like college, high school, all of that. Like my friends
Right.
always tell me, hey, social care. There you go,
Okay.
social care.
Yeah.
We go to a club or something. Like I came with my guys, but I'm probably going, you know what I'm saying, talk, move around, talk to people, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But then also just I think marketing. My dad always used to always tell. I know I'm reverting back to my dad, but
No, I
it's
mean
a lot.
that's how
But
we end it, right? That's
it's like you know what
he
I'm
the foundation.
yeah, yeah, man. And it's crazy that cause like I not bump me and him ain't never really bumped heads crazy when I was younger, but when I finally got away to college, I said, oh shit, dad, you was right about this. Da, 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 da. So
Hmm.
him, like I said, he was working down here where we are now for like 9 years. And they would have these company events and stuff like that. He always
Right.
like, I need y'all to come, you know what I'm saying? So he could, basically market his family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hate to say it, but like people like to do business with people that have a sound foundation and structure. Even when I look for drivers, bro, I like
Yes,
one of
sir.
the questions I ask drivers is, "What do you like to do on the weekend?" Like I try to get a picture of their life outside of here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I like to have a guy that has a family, has stability, has to come to work because he
You
has
gotta come
somebody to
to work.
provide for.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what people like to see. So my dad, we come into all these events, you know what I'm saying? He donates money to him to sponsor the event and stuff like that. He talks his son up, oh yeah, my son goes to Penn State, and then meeting these guys every year, not knowing that, oh, one day I'm going to do business with them.
Right.
So quite naturally, like when I graduated, it was like that guy was like he had been hearing about me for 9 years, playing but from
Boy,
for
man,
9 years,
crazy.
So
That's
for nine
dope.
years, this is my dad's plan in his head. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what I'm saying? Like I said, my dad's great at what he does. He's an excellent driver, bro. Like that's one of his biggest pet peeves now is the drivers that they produce now from the driving schools and stuff. He said they don't really teach you how to drive; they just teach you how to hold a steering wheel. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying, he's seen that. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to get it to the next level, but me and my son get out here, and that's where we at now, like taking it to the next level. You know what I mean? So that relationship right there, uh, like I said, marketing yourself, man. That's very important. Also, I was always taught that growing up, marketing yourself.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. Um, what do you think the reason is for that? You know what I'm saying? That whole steering wheel holder, like no real drivers and stuff like that. Like, what do you think the reason is for that?
It's the way the industry's changed, bro. It would definitely be you know how the industry has definitely switched to automatics.
Okay.
You know, primarily, and yeah, I would in the way that the guys are taught in trucking school is you're taught to pass the test. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You're taught to pass the test, and the driver instructors, even in the driving schools, they'll tell you, yeah, we're teaching you to pass the class, but your next driving instructor, wherever that may be, whatever company goes, they're going to teach you, you know, everything
Yeah,
else you need to know.
for sure.
You know what I'm exactly. So you're just taught to pass that test, and then you gotta get out there. Now you gotta fucking downshift and upshift. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys, and it's like little pet peeves when we do road tests that my dad sees that, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen, because I can talk, you know, more so about the truck just because of being around my dad. A lot of
Right.
guys be surprised that I don't have my CDL the way I talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just little stuff like they like freewheeling is okay, coming to the stop and not having a trucking gear, like little stuff that my dad hates that the
Mhm.
truck driver schools are just like okay with. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, especially like more so grind till they find them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
What
exactly.
noise? It's such a like irking, you know what I'm saying? Like it make you like what are you doing?
Yeah, bro. I mean, like I think when we first started this, I went on a road test one time with my dad, and after that, I didn't feel safe enough to go back in him because the guy was just like jamming, like grind. It was just like, and
Yeah,
I'm spoiled to the fact that the only CDL driver I only really drove with is my father. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I'm used to him. You know what I'm saying? Getting in that joint, floating
Yep.
gears. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Going through. You know what I'm saying? You know, my dad always has this saying like, drive the truck, don't let the truck drive you. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So like, I'm used to just being comfortable being on my phone, you letting them, letting them drive, you know.
Yeah.
But when I got in that car, that truck, that one time with that guy, it was just like, yeah, I'm alert. I'm texting my dad, get him out the driver's seat. Like, I do not
God.
feel safe. So but I definitely think that switched to automatic, bro, because these companies want to we know how big the trucking industry is. They want to get these drivers in now.
Right.
They want the wheels turning now,
Mhm.
and these big companies can afford. If he get out there and get in an accident, so what? They got the insurance to cover it. They got the work. You know what I'm saying? Me being a smaller
Sometimes don't.
company,
Right.
nah, I ain't taking that. I ain't taking that risk for you, and I ain't taking that risk for your family.
You
Because the
can't.
first thing, in any accident, the first thing they're gonna do, everyone's looking for someone to sue.
For sure.
And they're gonna sue my insurance company. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yep.
that's that's what I think about that shifting. It's just I don't know. It's important, bro. I don't know the
Mhm.
safety. I feel like you know what I mean.
Do
I
you
don't
think
know.
like the younger generation, like what I hear is like a lot of guys are like, go drive a truck, you know what I'm saying? Why would I get out, you know what I'm saying, and go drive a truck when I can do Uber or, you know what I'm saying? It's too much hard of a job, you know what I'm saying, for like people want to be bosses, they don't want to be workers. But sometimes you have to work to be the boss, right?
Nah, I 100% agree with that. Because you got some guys that come in like with us and kind of want to put their own spin on things.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we've been doing this for like 9 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been doing it for two. My dad's been doing it for 9 to 10 years as far as this industry, but he's been in there, driving for 30 plus years. But when I talk about what we're doing now, a lot of guys try to come in and try to, switch up things. But I compared to the one driver, like you play Call of Duty.
Yes, sir.
So like, if you're on a 24 kill streak, you know what I'm saying? 24 kill streak, you're perfect. And I come in and I tell you, like, maybe you should use a different gun, Chris. I don't think that gun's for you. Or what if I changed all your classes,
We might
like
have to
your gun
fight.
classes?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I
Bruh.
told this guy, I said, man, we've been on a 25 kill streak for 9 years.
Right, right, right. Yes, sir.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hey, I like how you put that. I like how you put that for
Yeah,
real. Like
yeah, bro.
that's
And
real relatable to like that our generation. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
dope.
so it's not something like, and like you said, a lot of guys want to come in and try to be boss. You can't be boss at a company that, you know what I'm saying, like, it just
Bro,
don't work like
you
that,
yo,
bro.
bro, chill.
even if you have addresses, it's like put your time in somewhere, get experience in a field. You know what I'm saying? Before you want to try to put your own spin on things and things of that nature. But just like, and I think like what you said, you got to be a worker before you can be a boss. That's what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my dad says kind of the same thing you said. He said, man, like guys want to own their own truck, but you know what I'm saying, you ain't worked for nobody yet. He said I had to go. My dad, before he even had his own everything, he drove for UPS for a few, like a number of years. I can't, since he was probably like, when did he get his seat up? When he was like 20, I can't remember. I think he got to see a 21, something like that. But he was driving for UPS, learning, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
the skill set that he was able to master. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But you got to work for somebody else before you could, figure out, work for somebody else before you can go try to be your own boss. And I think even with trucking companies, a lot of trucking companies go out of business within the first year and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
If you do this, that's statistically, you know what I'm saying?
That's,
It's just,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're not ready to be that boss. You don't know that financial stuff. You don't know how to work a driver. You don't know nothing about maintenance or safety. Like, that's why I think I did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm part of the instant gratification, but I'll admit it. You know what I'm saying? I did it, at least 2 trucks, and I was like, this ain't it. I was like, this not it. But I was learning the whole time. I was listening to audible books about business, about finances, and I figured it out in my head. Like, I need more knowledge, right? That's what you have to soak up first.
you
And at
can't rush
first,
that knowledge. You
yeah,
can't rush the knowledge either.
when I came out here first, I couldn't find nobody giving out the game. I was like, this is crazy. And that's how it was, I'm sure, like back in the days. Like, it was only certain people that people would give out the game to, right? You have to get in them doors, and you don't know where to find a door. Like, you're really walking in the dark. But nowadays, there's so much information out there that people are giving out, you know what I'm saying, the wrong information, so people get out right information. But that's what I had to like pull back on, because I was like, I've been running a moving company, woo, whatever, I can do this. And it was like, nah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, yeah, it's definitely because I think because like you said, it is a lot of information out here, these quote unquote trucking gurus and stuff like that I see. And some, I mean, uh I would have felt, I tell people all the time, I would have felt a long time ago if it wasn't for having my dad like right there. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Both of us, it's like a Batman and Robin thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if I would have been felt like, I think when I first bought the truck, I was buying it from the dude. I would have just trust the dude, whatever, bought the joint straight up. My
Right.
dad was like, hold up, before we even do that, we need to get the inspection
Mhm.
logs from the truck. Let's look over that. The maintenance reports. Let's look over that.
Sure.
And they were getting and then he said, even if they're inspecting it, because the company was big enough to do their own inspections and maintenance stuff, he said we need to pay for, he said, I don't care if we pay for it, they pay for it, we need to get the truck inspected by a third party. I was like, oh shit, it's just
Mhm.
little shit. I'm like, oh shit, that's genius. Like, but
Right,
me
right,
like
right.
being fresh and green and like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we about to make money. Like, I would have give you the check.
Like,
Here you go. Here's your money.
hold up,
You know,
bro.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think, and then come to find
Yeah.
out, it was like when we got that inspection done by that third party, it was a whole, not a whole bunch, but it was some stuff that we would have had to pay for out the gate.
But now you
The
know.
truck is sent, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, like now, like, definitely get it. If you're buying it used, get a third party inspection. If you can avoid buying used, definitely do that, because yeah, when you're buying something used, you're already buying somebody else's problems. And if you
Mhm.
don't know how to navigate those problems, or you know what I'm saying, or know exactly what's wrong, you know what I'm saying, how to fix them,
Yeah.
then you're going the maintenance every time that joint go in the shop is at least $500 to $1,000.
You
You
won't
know what
hit
I'm
you. Yeah.
saying?
Just because you're
Yeah,
green.
right, exactly.
But all right, so we talked all about trucking stuff. I want to talk about like you, bro. Like, tell me, because I know you got a podcast and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
tell me, you know what I'm saying? If y'all was watching this for trucking, we done with that. We talking about Kel now. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about tell me
We can
about
always
all
talk
that
about
stuff, bro.
trucking. I can talk about that joint
Yeah, we
all
can talk
day,
about
bro.
that forever. But tell me, you know what I'm saying? Tell me about your successes, bro. Tell me about, you know what I'm saying, what drives you? Why do you want to wake up and do a podcast that nobody's paying you for? Like, why do you want to do this stuff? You know what I'm saying? What motivates you? What gets you out the bed in the morning?
um, uh, let me think on this again, bro. I've always been like kind of like goal oriented, really. Like, I used to I think sports did that to me. Like, I played
Yeah.
sports my whole life, and then played in college. And before I transferred I went to Penn State Altoona, played basketball there. And then after that, I got into the business school up in the main campus at Penn State. So I got into Smil, went to Smil, and even there, I think I tell the people all the time, I went through like kind of like an identity crisis because you went from like doing something your whole life, which is playing basketball. People know you as the kid that plays basketball to like all this free time. Like, what the fuck do I do with this now? So like in college, it was easy to replace it. You just turn up. You know what I'm saying? Like you just turn up.
Yeah.
But and then you know what I'm saying, you just start to think about what you want out of life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just my whole goal is to make sure I'm never rich. Niggas, it's rich, nigga rich, and then it's wealthy in my head. So
Right.
I'm already nigga rich. I don't need it. Like that's cool.
Bro,
That's cool.
Right. Same here. No, I'm just like, I feel you, bro. I'm just like, I can do this job for the rest of my life and chill. Me and my wife can just sit down, whatever we got going on right now, we can do this and coast. But it's like, no.
Yeah.
Because I know I
Nah,
can do
definitely.
better and I know I can do more.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I said, I came from like I said, when I went to school, I knew I wanted to do the trucking thing, or you know, I had an interview like in 8th grade. Like our basketball team was really good, and we had an interview on TV or whatever. And it was like, so like in basketball, the question they always ask, which I hate that Black people ask each other, what are you gonna do if this doesn't work? I hate that question. I will never ask my kids that when I have kids. I want them to. That's because that introducing doubt in their head. Like they don't need that. You know
I
what I'm
feel you,
saying?
bro.
So I hate that shit. Like, don't ask me what plan B is. Fuck. Ask me how I'm gonna get to plan A. Help me get to plan A. Don't try to fucking navigate. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, for sure.
but she asked me that, and I was like, I'm gonna take over my father's trucking business. And it was just funny because people say take, and even 8th grade, 7th grade, I said this, and now you look back here now where I am now doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like I call them aha moments that like when you said you was gonna do some shit and you do it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I arrived, you know what I'm saying? But the job isn't done because like I said, my dad owned his own business. My grandfather owned a limousine business, you know what I'm saying? So I come from seeing Black men own stuff, you know what I mean? So I felt like it was my job to take businesses to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Set each other up. Me and my dad have conversations all the time about his legacy. You know what I'm saying? What he want to leave behind. His whole thing is he want what we're doing now to be able to provide for his grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what I'm saying? When you gonna have a conversation like that, when you get old enough to have conversations like that with your father, man, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we got the right mentality. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what that is. And graduated from Penn State 2017, like I said. And I still work a regular job too. Like a lot of people don't even know that. So it's a hustle to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just I want more. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to it for me. And then like the podcast, uh, it's just been instilled with me to see value. Even before, like you talked about instant gratification. Before instant gratification, and we had all them social media things, you had to put in the work. You seen, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you didn't see somebody put in the work, it's always work to be put in. And I seen my dad put in that work. And like how you said the networking thing, my dad, we wasn't getting paid for him marketing us to these you know big players in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But now look at it, years now paying off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's why I look at it, the podcast. I seen the podcast actually. I wanted to go into radio when I was in college, but wasn't. I looked at the average salary and shit. I can't live off this. No disrespect to people in the radio industry, but it was just not something that aligned with my vision for my life and being an intern for years. And then if you just look at radio, any radio station in your area, you probably been listening to the same person since middle school. I know we have in Maryland and DC. Angie Ange been on the mic since I was in 6th grade, 5th grade.
Lady Jade out here.
Okay, all right. So she's been around forever. And now you got to think it's less the chances of you have more of a chance of going to the NBA than to being that one radio personality.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah. And then I seen like YouTube and stuff picking up, and I wanted to do it in college, but never found the time. And then when I graduated, I was like, man, this podcast industry is this shit about to do something. You know what I'm saying? And so I seen that as like being like the next. That's the new. I want to be a rapper. I want to have a podcast. Yeah. So It's a good, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at this podcast thing, you know what I'm saying? Our podcast, Conscious Ignorance, is on Apple Podcasts, it's on YouTube, Spotify. It's just three of my college friends. We get together, talk shit, really, you know what I'm saying? Uh, lately, definitely just been trying to get. I think at one point we had Entrepreneur Month. You know what I'm saying? Try to mix it
Oh,
up because
yeah.
we do. It is the guys just chopping it up like it's a group chat, but we do
Right.
give out some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, and have guests on there that could offer, offer wisdom and
Yeah, for
advice and
sure.
stuff like that. So,
Have
in a
y'all thought about
nutshell,
putting like visuals behind it, like the JBP? You know what I'm saying? Where
oh yeah, we on you. It's on YouTube for the visuals.
oh,
Our sponsor. We're sponsored by Mama Stella's here in Clinton, Maryland.
okay.
If you're in the Maryland, DC, Maryland area, Mama Stella's got the best lamb chops. And again, that's a relationship fostered. Like I was able to. That's like I was able to go talk to him and be like, "Yo, this is what we trying to do. This, that, and the third." And he was
Okay, that was
all
when
in
I was in
for
the
it.
restaurant, like doing the podcast, right? Okay, I
Yeah,
seen that drop on my, I seen that drop on my timeline. That was dope.
yeah, that's what we record at all the time, bro. That's
Yeah.
how that's basically our studio, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might eat, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it
That's
is.
the play, bro. Like, hey,
Yeah,
let's sponsor us to do the podcast. We'll do it in your restaurant. Every episode we shouting out where we at. You know we here. You know what I'm saying? We putting
yeah,
on. That's dope, bro. That's a dope
yeah,
concept.
yeah. So it made sense. So that's what we record out of now, bro.
Yeah,
And just keep
sure. Oh,
you
my
good?
bad. Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this too good. You don't this.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, that's how I went with the podcast, bro. And podcast industry is all about being consistent and
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, being consistent. And then also you do gotta I would say anybody that wants to start a podcast, um, get you a topic. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? Get you a subject on what you're going to be talking on. Because
niche it.
mine was I wanted to do radio, but I couldn't do radio because it didn't line up with my vision. I'm going to do a podcast, and I was like, I'm just getting my friends together, and not really know structure or
Mm,
behind it
yeah.
for say. But once you like people tell us all the time, once they listen to it, they you know what I'm saying, they love it because you know what I'm saying. It's just the energy and the dynamic of our relationship is cool. But getting a topic and a subject line behind your podcast will most definitely get people to gravitate it. It catch people eye because conscious ignorance doesn't really tell you too much what it's about. But if you was to start a trucking podcast, it's people out here that's looking for information with trucking.
Yeah.
They're going to go to that. That's what I noticed. A lot of the successful podcasts is ramped up within like the last year or two had an exact subject and what they want to talk about.
Right.
It's a trucking podcast out now.
Fucking
It's slipping
hustle.
my mind. Exactly, he has a
He blew
subject
up.
line.
Yeah, Romel. I'm familiar. I'm a huge listener, supporter. You know what I'm saying? Trucking hustle.
Okay,
Romel is dope.
yeah, he has a subject line. I seen his start up and take off.
Boy blew
Another
up.
one, yeah, and it took off because people are out here looking for that information. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It's another Earn Your Leisure podcast.
Leader is dope too. Yeah.
Yeah, and they took off because now they're trying to give people information. People want the information, regardless of what they
Mhm.
do with the information. Regardless of what they want to do with the information, people want to at least hear it. So if you give people that, you know what I'm saying, you have a platform now. And that's what I advise people now. Because it's just a little harder for us to gain that audience base because we don't have a clear audience. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So if you establish your audience, I think any podcast would be successful. If you want to talk about mental health,
For
like
sure.
you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be have people on it talking about mental health. People are gonna be searching for that content. You know what I'm
That's my
saying? You
wife's field. That's actually what she does. So I'm gonna put her on game.
for real?
Like,
Yeah, man. If you yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
she
that's
just
the
started her business like this week. Actually, she just got everything set up. So we about to really get into it. Everything that I do is to make sure that she does it 100 times better than I do.
better. Yeah.
That's
Somebody
why I'm
got
like,
hit
I
the
don't
head,
care
bro.
about none of this. Like, it's
Yeah,
cool to do, but I'm learning everything that I'm learning all this stuff to put my wife up. Like, you know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
networking and talking to people is cool. I'm really antisocial. I really like I don't like being around people. I don't like people. Like, I'm not
As
that
most
guy.
truck drivers are.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not that
As
guy.
most truck drivers are.
But
Yeah.
it's really dope. You know what I'm saying? The experiences and stuff, the people I meet, the people I talk to, like all that's is dope, bro. I would have never imagined I could do something like this. And it's only getting bigger. And I'm just sitting back like, I'm really doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I told my wife last night because somebody DM'd me about something, some opportunity. And I was just like, me? You know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Right.
but bro, yes, definitely. If you have that topic, I feel you. Like, do it. Like, because
Yeah.
you never know what can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't
Like,
know who's
you know what I'm
watching.
saying?
You don't know what type of opportunities you're gonna get. Like the opportunities I'm getting, I would have never imagined me being a truck
And,
driver, getting that type of stuff.
and you don't know who you're gonna influence. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who you're gonna influence. Like, I think one of I mean, Tupac's greatest quotes, probably most popular ones at least. I may not change the world, but I'm going to influence somebody that will change the world.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? So even if you know what I'm saying, like you never know who's watching, who's watching you. You know what I'm saying? Even with some of the stuff, uh, stocks. You know, I'm in the stock market. You
Yep,
know what
yep,
I'm
yep.
saying? Investing money, saving money. People DM me asking questions. I really got kind of like a how-to guide in my notes that when as soon as people ask me about the stock market, I'm like, yo, watch these videos first. This is what I did. Watch these
Mhm.
videos first. Then come holler at me. I'll answer any questions. I give them a few people that they should follow. You know what I'm saying? A few
Yeah.
YouTube channels that I watch and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just me
I got like
tweeting and people.
a website where you can set up and catch emails for something like that.
You said what?
You don't got a website set up to catch emails of those people who are looking to do that?
Nah, I don't. I don't.
Dog, you got to
My
set that
my
up so
boy,
you can push the
my
podcast.
boy
You know
has
what I'm
if you go in that link that I sent you,
saying?
should be available in there. Guy by the name on Twitter, Mr. Goodbeard, my good man.
Okay.
He has a how-to guide on how to start investing, and he has one on how to get into with like basically trading options and stuff like that.
Right.
You can get that link in my bio. That link's in that link tree that I sent you
Okay.
already. I think it's probably like $20, $10 or something like that.
Yeah, nothing too
But
big.
it's a quick, simple guide. You know, I bought it for my little brother and stuff like that, so he could get started on that. And also, yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. Yeah, but what about you, man? Like, I guess as far as this, I know we said we was done with trucking, but I don't really like to talk about myself too much. I like to talk about the trucking.
I can't give you. See, you got to bring me on your podcast to talk about me, bro. I can't.
Okay, all
Talk
right.
to you, bro.
I got you. I
It's
got
about
you.
you.
I got you. Whenever you hear.
Yeah, there's something you said, bro. And I don't want to take all day, and Zoom only allows us a certain amount of time. But something you
You
said,
get
bro.
back on.
That,
I'm here. I'm locked in
that
now.
ain't nothing but a copy and paste in the editing. But you said I come from black men who own stuff, and that just like, bro, that's powerful, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Yeah.
of people, a lot of us can't say that. And I thought about that. Like you said, I had I had to realize some stuff, and it took me a little bit later to realize. Like it was like 2 weeks ago, but I was like, who are the men in my family, and what do they do, and what have they instilled in me? So like all the men in the family, my father, like, you know what I'm saying, this is my life. My father was a drug dealer, but he owned his house, he owned cars. My uncles owned houses. My my aunts, you know what I'm saying, my great uncles, those are my great uncles. They own houses. My great aunts own houses. You know what I'm saying? When I was going to somebody's house, it was their house, right?
Right. Right.
We went in nobody's apartment and nothing like that. Everybody owned their house. So I was like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of owning. One of my great aunts passed, and her house is unoccupied, and I'm currently in the process of purchasing that. But bro, I just wanted to come back to that. Like you saying that I come from black men who own stuff. A lot of people can't say that. And when you do have that type of influence and that type of background, I think it's like you have to appreciate it. You have to think about that stuff. You can't be like, because for a long time I was mad. I was just like, man, like we ain't nothing. Like,
Right.
what are we
Right.
doing? Like, how come we don't own things? How come we're not more business minded? And I'm seeing that push. And I was like, and that was like all growing up. Like I was just like, because I moved from Michigan and I came to Texas, and what attracted me to like the people I hung around was the stuff that attracted like my father, that he did, the stuff that he did. So like all the
Right. Right. Right.
rims, all in foreign cars and stuff like that. So I was just like in Texas, that's who I was attracted to. So that's who my friends became. And
Right.
I became friends with like people who own $1 million, like their fathers own $1 million mansions. You know what I'm saying? They were Dallas Mavericks
Right.
players. Some of their fathers played football for the Dallas Cowboys at a certain point in time, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying, this is different. Like that where I came from, it was this level, and it wasn't gonna go past this level.
Right.
But me seeing that and then moving to Texas and seeing this and recognizing it, and then they blew it up. You know what I'm saying? They put the C4 on it.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
hold up, what are my people
Yeah.
doing? Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing back in the hood? Like, so I was
Yeah.
just like, man, I got mad, and I was like, why aren't they doing this? So I had
Right.
to sit down and think about, like, a couple weeks ago, like they did what they should have been doing at, you know what I'm saying, for what they could do, because there's nothing but factories and stuff in Michigan. Like
Mhm.
we everybody got the factory job, so all that other stuff
Yeah.
wasn't really pushed, because it was like, go to the factory, you don't even got to graduate, go to the factory, you're gonna come out a
I mean,
boss.
the yeah, I agree. Like, even, bro, like, to even I didn't always have, like, I seen this, but I didn't like see it, and then, I mean, like, even in 8th grade, I said it, but even when, like, I was in high school, like, still hooping, like, niggas still had hoop dreams. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if I in my head, I'm thinking, like, on my mom's side, pretty much everybody, nobody really went to college. Everybody was like, once they graduated high school, got the good government job, you know what I'm saying, and started the family. So in my head, I'm thinking that's life. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
right.
if hoop don't work out, I'll just graduate, get a good job, final, you know what I'm saying, do the family thing or whatever the case may be. But then, like, I mean, I think, I guess I wasn't even thinking about college 10th sophomore year. Like, if I didn't play basketball there, I probably wasn't gonna go to the school. So good
Yeah,
thing I was able to play basketball at Altoona, and, like, my mind kind of began to shift a little bit. I was starting to see the stuff like, dang, my grandfather had a business. This guy had a business. I always knew, kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like, whatever I do, I know I want to own something. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying?
right.
People always ask me, if hooping don't work out, I'm gonna own the business. That was my mindset when it came to that. And then I think it was, and now as you say, you probably do take it for granted, especially being, a black man. You know what I'm saying? That it was a good example to see. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Seeing people own that. Own it, own stuff. You know what I mean? And run businesses and be professional.
Man.
And I learned so much game from my little conversations with my grandfather, as far as, like, people go, and just talking to people, and
Hmm.
how you should talk to people, and you know what I'm saying. And I could take a conversation and with somebody that I have, and I'm, if they thought, I take it back with my grandfather and kind of just, like, dissect it with him. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
how to pivot, and I think as black men, we gotta ask more questions, be willing to listen. You know what I mean? Because they always say you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to, just listen and soak up the game, really. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff, even if you listen to older people, it might not be exactly how it was 30 years from now. But, what I'm saying, you could take it and put your remix on it. But
For
the main
sure.
thing is just to listen to it and soak up that game, man.
I think it's dope because that's in you, right? Like
Right.
my grandmother, she was like, yeah, your great great owned a cab service called Ace Cab. And I was like, what? Like, I never know that growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like
Yeah.
like
I
years
think,
later, she's like, yeah, y'all, like, that's what's in you, right?
yeah. What the whole saying is, in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been, or something
Bro,
like that.
yes.
So yeah, for sure, man. I definitely agree with that, because my grandfather, his father owned a barber shop, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, like, that stuff's in you, like, but I kind of, that's like goes on to a riff of, like, our school system and what we're taught and how we're taught.
for
We only
sure.
see ourselves as slaves in the books.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's not
yeah.
by coincidence. That's
Bro,
not, what I'm saying. That's not by coincidence.
you're
It's
not lying.
designed like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I think about that. I don't want to go too far into my conspiracy
No, it's all
theory.
good because I think, like, I have a son, so like when you have kids, that's what you can tell them. Like, when you want to know where we come from, what we doing, how it's been going, I can tell you at least to my great great, you know what I'm saying, and then go from there and tell you about my
Yeah,
life and the people that I was around and the things I did, and you see what's going on.
right.
He was like, he'll be come up to me like that, like, why don't you own your own business no more? Because when I owned my own trucking company, I had the two trucks that I was leasing. He's like, my dad owns a business, and then I guess he put some You know what I'm saying? He gave that some hype or some. It was
yeah, bro. You know,
something that he thought was dope.
You was instilling confidence in your son. You didn't even know it, because I mean, now that I think about it, like for career day, my grandfather got my grandfather on one end to bring the limos, got my dad on one end to bring his dump truck. So
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I'm saying, and this is theirs. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
you know what I'm saying, it was you had a different type of confidence that
Mhm.
instilled confidence in me that I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying, that was being put there, you know what I'm saying. That instilled confidence in me. Without it, I'm realizing it now talking it to you, you know what I'm saying, how you
Yeah,
said your son, you know what I'm saying, dad, what, you know what I'm saying, that's like, I was happy to know that, you know what I'm saying, career day, kids like, oh, Kel, your grandfather got limos, your dad got limos, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. So it was confidence. You definitely was instilling confidence in him, man.
That's
And
crazy.
that's dope. That's dope, you know, to looking back on it, you know what I'm saying. But I question. Well, not really a question. I know. Kind of get back to our podcast. Definitely got to throw that out there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Conscious That
Yes,
Ignorance.
sir.
Follow it. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on
What's the name of it one more
Spotify.
time?
Conscious Ignorance.
Conscious
It's
ignorance.
yeah, it's on all platforms. It's in that link I sent you to the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Um, kind of like to, I guess, it's not really a question for you, but like to touch on, like, you know, that black man thing. It just definitely changed, uh a shift in my life, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, that how I look at money, you know what I'm saying, as
Yeah,
black people.
I'm here
And
for this.
I think it's dope that you do that. Like I said it before, I think it's dope that you do that financial starter kit, especially for truckers, because it's
Hmm.
so important. I've seen people, owner operators, go out of business. My dad got into the industry with a, you know how the family friends become your uncles, basically. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I had, so I had uncles and stuff that had their own trucks. I've seen some of my dad's friends that had their own trucks that ultimately lost their trucks and had to
Right, right.
do something else. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest things, uh, when you get into this trucking industry, man, you got to know your numbers.
Hmm.
Like, you got to know your numbers. You got to know, you know what I'm saying? I got a spreadsheet that shows me how much it costs for the truck to move, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, per mile. And then if you taking loads that, you know what I'm saying, when you get a paying load, if it's 3 grand, all right, or if you make 3 grand that week, or whatever the case may be, you take that and you divide that by the mileage that you drove, and see
Okay.
what the revenue was per mile. And then,
Right.
if you know your cost per mile, that's a simple math that you just subtract the two and you get your profit per mile. And if your profit's negative, my brother, you know what I'm saying, you hustling backwards. Yeah, you
Right.
getting checks, but then you wondering why at the end of the month, damn, I'm getting these $5,000 checks, $3,000 checks. Where the
Something
money
ain't right.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't adding up. So I always preach knowing your numbers and getting to know money, man. Like, as black
Sure.
people, we just treat money just like we don't. I don't know if it's that we never had it, or it's financial. What is it? I guess financial literacy
Yes,
is
sir.
what they like to call it now. Like, you know what I'm saying, familiarize yourself with money, man. Get to know that money. I think something that I start doing. I start checking my accounts every day. As black
Mhm.
people hate to check their fucking accounts. They
Scared.
just be praying to that shit, and then
Yeah.
they pray that it's gonna pass. No, bro, that's not the way to met. No, you need
Bro.
to be met. Like, you need to be met in your accounts every day. I'm in the business accounts every day. I'm in my personal accounts every
Yeah.
day. Run your personal finances like a business. And I think it's
Sure.
dope that you did that financial starter
I do
kit,
the
man.
financial planner. It's somebody else that do the starter kit. I do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. The planner.
Buy both
It's
of them.
Hey,
See what I'm saying? Buy
nah,
both of
I
them.
know. I'm
But
yeah. No, I ain't mean to call it. I ain't mean it to call it the wrong name,
it's
but
all
I
good, bro.
just because you just did the YouTube series with old boy in the chat. I
This is
can't
right
remember his
here.
name. Yeah.
It's a boring,
The,
you see what I'm saying? It's boring look because you know what I'm saying, everybody ain't gonna buy it, everybody ain't gonna get it, but everybody need to understand it. And I might change the cover up and do like a version 2 because I'm trying to get this
mm-mm.
book in like the stores, you know what I'm saying, all the truck stops. So I might do another version and you know, just clean it up a little bit, but it's definitely like, you know what I'm saying, uh expenses, you know what I'm saying, your weekly expenses, planning your trip, you know what I'm saying? What you eating? You know what I'm saying? What you spending on food and stuff like that, bro? Like, this is
Nah,
the
bro.
whole year.
You definitely. I just get some quick advice to people that, you know what I'm saying. Even if you're not a trucker and you just watching this or whatever, and you just for your personal finances, I always tell people, especially people that come to me ask about the stock market and stuff. When they ask about that, they say, "Well, how much money should I start with?" I always tell them you can start with any amount, or if you want to save, you know what I'm saying. What you do is download the either get his planner or download the Mint app. I
Yeah,
downloaded
yeah,
the
yeah.
Mint app, and for
Yeah.
the first month, I just did ran life accordingly, like how I normally would spend my money.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the month, I seen that I spent like $600 on liquor. What the fuck? $500 on eating out at restaurants.
Right.
What the fuck?
I
So
feel
I
you.
was like, that next month, I created a budget. I said, all right, I only want to spend. I ain't make no. I was like, all right, I only want to spend $400 on restaurants. All right,
Yeah.
liquor. I went a month without drinking. I was like, I'm just gonna go a month without drinking,
Yeah.
and then that at the end of the month, I had an extra $600 in my account. You know what
Let's
I'm saying?
go.
So you know what I'm saying. So like, I always advise people to get that Mint app, assess your expenses the first month, and then that next month, plan accordingly, make those adjustments,
Mhm.
hold yourself accountable, check the app every day. You know what I'm saying? Manage your expenses like a business, run it like a business.
Because that's
You know
gonna
what I
that's gonna
mean?
prepare you for when you actually get ready to start that business. And that's why I made the
When
planner.
you,
I was like, you're not prepared, you're not ready. And I might have to, like you said, like a financial starter kit for truckers, like write out like this is how you want to spend your money. This is like because this is just like you writing and tracking it, like you said, with a mint,
right,
but putting like an understanding and explaining why you're doing
why,
this. What are
right,
your goals? What are we trying to get to? Like how will this benefit you? How will your good credit benefit you? How will having a bank account benefit you? Why do you want to build those relationships with banks and lenders, like you said? Like people 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 hear you say that and they'll be like, why do I want to do that? You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I don't want to suit up and boot up and go talk to the man. Like that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's gonna get you to that next level. That's gonna get you a truck with
yeah,
3%, you know what I'm saying, on that APR. Like, boy,
yeah,
don't play. Don't, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
that's gonna come in handy.
yeah,
Like you said, you're
yeah.
probably paying $1,000 a week. What?
$1,000. It was $1,000 a month for the note, and
$1,000 a
then
month? Okay, that's not
you
bad.
yeah. That I
People
mean,
out
but
here paying
that's like
$1,000 a
average.
week.
Oh, it's people out here that's doing that, and then there's people out here that's also when you talk about leasing, it's funny because like we definitely been talking about kind of like the difference between owner operators and then people that's driving for people, and people do like to think that they do want to own their own business, and but when they get into it, they say they're not prepared for it.
Mhm.
Like a company out here, some of the guys that I'm not gonna say the name of the business. Some of the guys that run are owner operators under their authority, of course. So they lease the trucks from them. You know what I'm saying? They run under their authority, but they pay like $600 a week. You know what I'm saying, for the truck
Okay.
attached to other expenses, whether it's insurance,
Oh,
and then
sure.
I think they take a percentage of what you make. So they might, if you know what I'm saying, if you're paying the truck notice stuff, they probably taking like 20% or 15%,
Mhm.
whatever it is, the fee that they charging you because they got the work and they basically giving it to you.
Mhm.
So and then on top of that, all the other fees and stuff, and then just that leasing program itself is $600 a week for 9 or 11 years. You know what I'm saying? So you do the math on it's like 360 payments or something like that.
You
So
paying at
you do
least
that,
3 times that truck price.
and then uh, at the end of your lease, you have to someone I talked to one of the guys that run for them. At the end of the lease, it's like a 25. You got to pay
Balloon payment?
$25,000
The balloon
20 to
payment.
buy the truck. Yeah,
Yep.
you got. So I look at that, and then people just so dead on like, oh yeah, I own, bro. You getting finessed.
Like
You
a
get
mug. For
if you
real.
didn't, and most of the times the people that enter into these programs are people that what don't have the credit
Yes, sir. I was
because
thinking
you
about
just
that. Yep.
because they're only entering it. That's the only place that they could go get their own truck that they like, do what they like doing, and also say that they're an owner. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, so to speak. But at the grand scheme of things, 360. I mean, I'm gonna do $600 just to put this in perspective. What's the average cost on a truck?
Years, bro. Average cost, I'd say about 35. You know what I'm saying? 35,
About
45.
45,
Oh,
45.
for the new truck?
Yeah, new joints.
Oh, that's
Even
130 racks.
yeah, it's it's
That's how
a
much my
couple
truck, you know what I'm
bands.
saying? I had a when it was like it was a brand new truck. It was $130,000 for me to buy that truck from them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
But
the price of a BMW i8 at the time.
sheesh. Hey.
It's been going down in value, but you know what I'm saying.
It's 52 weeks in a year though, right?
Yeah.
52 weeks in a year. So 600 times 52, that's $31,200. That's how much you pay in a year on the truck. And then if you do that for, I think it's like 11 years. So you do that, that's
So the number.
31,000.
Put the phone up there. I want to see.
600. All right, hold on. 31,000. 343,000. So you paying 340,000 truck plus the 25,000 they make you get.
You
So
ain't
it's
never
360.
seen that kind of money in your life.
You never.
You
Who's gonna stick on a lease for 11 years though? That's the finesse right there.
There are people that do. Well, bro, I saw a video where a dude had like a year left on the payments, and in the clauses in the lease agreement, they could take the truck away from you anytime they wanted to. So
it's a finesse because in that same thing that I'm talking about, if you don't have it by that next day, that 25K, then they keep the truck. So you need your check ready. If you don't have it the next day, it's still ours. It's in it's black and white, bro. Yeah, bro. It's low key a devil's contract, bro. Like if I was to ever lease, I would try to make the lease because I do eventually want to lease. I would try to make it as fair as possible, bro.
Have
everybody make,
bro. Like you can go to Ryder or somewhere. You can get good deals, but the deals that they're handing out, like willy nilly, you know what I'm saying? That the deal that they're trying to give to you that's not what you want. You want the deal that you gotta find and that people aren't really looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because even with that payment at that 25K at the end of that lease, it's like it goes back to your financial planner. It's like, was that driver, planning for this? Was they setting aside money?
Right.
Was they setting aside, the proper amount of money so that when it is to put down that 25K, you know what I'm saying, it's not taking food off your table. And the average truck driver, probably not. So,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's how I do it. That's how I set up. Like I learned so much just driving and listening to Audible, and I've learned what I do is if I was in that situation right now, what I'm doing is every check that I get every week, $200 goes off into an account that I don't see, I don't touch. You know what I'm saying? And so $200 every week goes into one account, and then every month from that account, $400 goes into another account. So if you do that $200 for 52 weeks, that's 10 grand in a year, right?
Right.
Out of 11 years, you do that for 3 years, you good.
Yeah.
You got
right.
payment, you got the end balloon payment, right? You do that for you know what I'm saying, for the 11 years, that's 100 racks.
Yeah.
You're ready to go. If you got that truck and everything, you're ready to go, bro.
Yeah, nah, for sure. So like that's just plan accordingly and know your money. That's all I want to make that drive that point home. Know your money. Like essentially, like, you know what I'm saying? Be familiar with your money. You know what I'm saying? We spend a lot of time doing different things, searching different things on the internet and stuff like that. But like know your money, take care of, you know what I'm saying, your money, and take care of your truck, because your truck take care of you. Your truck pays for your food, your family, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And yeah, man, that's definitely like an important thing for, you know what I'm saying, truckers and stuff like that. But question, what do you think about, I guess, what do you think the average truck driver should make that drives for a company? Or like, because when me and my dad look at the industry now, and we talked about the shift from, you know what I'm saying, the skill set as far as manually and automatic. I know when we were looking for drivers, that's the main thing that it's hard to find a guy that could drive a 10 speed, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, even if they do, it's something that my dad hates, and he is definitely true about it though. He gets mad because in the interview process, over the phone interview, can you drive 10 speed? Yeah, I know I drive 10 speed. I'm driving one now, this, that, and the third. I got this much experience doing this. All right. In-person interview. Yeah, I could drive a 10 speed, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Road test. So like you just lying in the just lying in the interview and stuff. And like I told my dad, me had been in the workforce before, like people do exaggerate on their resumes and stuff. He said, yeah, I get that. But he said my dad takes this driving thing like so serious. I didn't take it as serious as when I was younger, but he takes this thing so serious, man. He explains it like he asks drivers all the time, who would you want? Because he lets them drive and then he'll drive and then they'll see like how easy it is for him and stuff like that, little things. And he asks them pretty much a question at the end of the road test, or if they say, yeah, I just think that they make excuses basically, and he'll ask them a simple question, which is, who would you rather have driving down the beltway behind your wife and your kids, me or you? And every time they fumble you know what I'm saying? If they don't say me immediately. So right then and there, you're not as confident in your skill set that you will be behind somebody else's family. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
dad takes that thing. He says, man, my wife and my kids drive on the same routes that we drive because we have local work. He said they drive, and my family members, my sister and stuff like that drive as well. He said, I don't want you in my truck if you driving like this. He said,
That's
you have a
real.
CDL, which is a license to kill. And said, if you're not taking it serious, you know what I'm saying, this really ain't the place for you. You know what I mean? And when you put it in that perspective, it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like,
Yeah, this is
it,
I take this job as serious as if I was a train conductor or the captain of a ship or like a pilot or a helicopter pilot,
yeah,
because that's that type of
yeah,
you have that type of power, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
you're that vehicle that you're driving, you train to operate that vehicle, just like anyone else would train like operating those larger vehicles. I feel like as drivers who do have that understanding of that, they are, you know what I'm saying, they do hold that huge task. They have that huge, you know what I'm saying, every day they have to think about that. Every day they have to get up and make sure that truck is road ready and operable. I think they should be paid what they're worth. Coming in, I understand. Like when I came in, I got paid like 33, 34 cents a mile, and that was
mm-hmm,
trash. But I understood once I got my experience, and I understood once I learned and got more, you know what I'm saying, more knowledge of the trucking industry
and
and
yeah,
that I would get paid more. So I would, if I learned and did it right, then I would get hired at a better job and I would get more money. That's what I push the guys who I coach and mentor. I have two guys that um, started. I think this year they started. One that was out of Florida and one was out of San Antonio, Texas. The guy out of Florida, I think he's in his 20s. Started off at a company getting paid crap, right? And you know what I'm saying, he had a couple hiccups, but he got better. He found a better company. You know what I'm saying? And the company that he went to, they don't hire new drivers. He only had like 3 months of experience, but they needed a
right,
driver so bad that they hired him with that 3 months, and they paid him like they
right.
would a driver who they would hire with the experience that they were looking for.
Yeah,
So
that's a good situation right there.
it was a great situation for him. But back to what you're saying though, you want to have that skill set. If you're going to hire a driver and you expect a skill set from them, I feel like you should teach them like show them exactly what you want. Because I can tell you what I want. It's like playing a telephone game, right? I can tell you what I want, and then I can show you what I want. Like you said, with that skill test, your dad is doing it, and then I think that's what you're saying. Is like he's doing it, and then he's saying, now you do it. And if you can't do
Right.
it, like if I'm gonna pay you and I have to train you, I'm gonna pay you a little bit less, right? I'm not gonna pay you
Yeah,
what I would
and
pay somebody I don't have to train.
we pay here. We pay 28 to 30% of what the truck gross.
Hmm.
So of course, if you get in the truck and you know what I'm saying, you float and get and stuff like that, then no problem. But comes the problem that, like you said, show me what to do. A lot of guys that have their CDL coming out, they think they know it all. You know,
Hmm.
and that's our generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. You know, I want to say like 37, 38 and lower. Like we just think they know everything. So like uh they taking it as they don't want to receive the information. They
Hmm.
still think the way they're doing it is right, and then
Right.
that lies the problem. You know what I'm saying? That lies the problem, and it's you can tell right away, oh, this ain't gonna work because they don't want to break this habit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
They don't rate this habit, so this isn't going to work. And then you got guys that get their CDL, and I think that I don't know if they just Google the average CDL salary and they see it came up 100,000. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they think out
When
the
I
gate
Googled it was like 40, 50. They
it's
looking,
40,
you know
50.
what I'm saying? To
They looking
expect
at the highest number.
100,000,
They looking at the highest number.
to
Yeah,
expect
yeah.
100,000 is absurd, bro. That's
Bro,
insane.
people probably expecting like 80,000, 80,000 out the gate sometimes. Like I just be trying to put in people like, what do you think you're supposed to be making? Like the average in like I said, Merlin's between like 1,000 to 1,200 a week on average. But some guys coming out of the CDL school, they think, you know what I'm saying, they hear people making 100,000, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who they're talking to, you
Them lease
know what I'm
drivers,
saying?
them lease drivers.
Yeah, I don't know
Cause
who they're
I
talking to,
grossed
but
100,000 leasing. I grossed like 98,000. And then I
okay,
moved to another company and made like another 11, 12 grand. So that year I
okay.
made over 100,000 gross.
Right, right, right.
But net, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm coming home. I'm buying, like you said, I'm buying stuff for the house. I'm buying stuff for the truck. I gotta do maintenance on the truck. Like that's where I can't tell you what I netted because you know what I'm saying. I had $3,000. It was sad, bro. I had $3,000 saved up after that, and it's
Right.
something. You know what I'm saying? It's something to have something saved up, and I thought I could move like I had $30,000. So I tried to get out the truck and go dispatch, and you know what I'm saying, become a freight broker and make some moves. And that 3,000 dried up real quick, paying rent and trying to take care of myself. And
Yeah,
I was like, nah,
yeah,
you got to step back again. You know what I'm saying, and get back in the truck and figure this out. And it's been, you know what I'm saying, going on 3 years, going on 4 years, and I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's you got to put that time in, and that's me. That's
yeah,
me coming back every time and being like, all right, I messed up at that time, I got to come back. Messed up that time, I got to come back. And I had my CDL
yeah.
the whole time, so that's the ticket is having the CDL and understanding. You know what I'm saying, just learning from your mistakes. I feel like, but that's a little different than hiring somebody who won $100,000. Like that's just a
Bro, yeah,
mindset. I
this
don't know where
the
that came.
stuff that we experience, the stuff that we hear, bro, experience, bro. It's just sometimes it just be funny because then you kind of hear like that's when it becomes like you hear a driver talking and then you hear you see both sides really. Like I've been on the side trying to get more money out of the employer or something like that, and then but I've also known my worth. Like
Mm-hmm.
you only had your CDL for like 2 years. You can't make what this guy make who had
No.
10, 12 years into the game. It's just kind of like it just doesn't work like that.
And
And
then look, y'all might have the same opportunity. Y'all might get paid the same and have the same opportunity, but he might outwork your ass, like you know what I'm saying, because he's been there so long. He knows the
yeah,
routes. He knows everything. Because I got somebody out here on my dedicated account just like that. He know everything. He'll outwork everybody. You know what I'm saying? And why shouldn't he make more?
yeah, because he provides like a certain amount of value. He might see something like we talked about preventive maintenance earlier in the truck industry, and that experienced driver might see something that could point out to me, and he saved me thousands of dollars, opposed to the fresh driver behind the ears. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's making the same weight. You know what I'm saying? He sees something or he just overlooking something that, you know what I'm saying, that's costly.
Yeah,
Now I gotta keep paying you that much and I gotta pay, you know what I'm saying, what's going wrong with the truck, but you didn't catch it because you wasn't seeing this in your pre-trip and your post-trip. You wasn't seeing this stuff. And granted, it is some we still get out there and look over the trucks too, because
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, trust the drivers, but you gotta verify them. Like, you know what I'm saying? But definitely with newer drivers, like you kind of pay more attention to detail because you know it's funny. My dad said, especially with like we had one guy drive for us once, probably had his CDL probably for like a year.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would see him out there doing his pre-trip and his post-trip. You could. My dad says, but he said, yeah, he doing his pre-trip and his post-trip, but he don't know what he looking at. Like he just out there just looking at a truck.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Tire. Okay,
I
that's the tire.
yeah. Okay.
Airline. Okay, that's the airline right there.
Oh,
Like, are
it's
you
there.
listening, bro? Are you listening for leaks? Are you touching that tire to make sure, you know what I'm saying, those grooves and nothing peeling off the tire? Like, you got to get up in there, bro. I had an issue this week where the tire was full of air, but it was flat.
Okay.
I didn't understand it either. I'm like,
Yeah.
I couldn't check the pressure because it's one of the trailers where if you hook up the airline, it'll automatically refill the air in the tire.
Okay.
So I released the trailer brake to see if it'll refill it by itself. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it. So I'm just looking at it. Is the trailer's leaning? this tire, I'm kicking it and it's not budging. You know, a tire that's that doesn't have air, it'll be off the rim and it'll be a little bit
Right,
more
right. Yeah.
malleable or whatever. This tire is full of air, but it's flat, and I'm just like, I never seen this before. So the dude that I was talking about that been doing this longer than I have, I like, bro, what's going on? Like, you see my trailer's leaning. All these tires are full. This tire is full. He was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know what's going on. Like, he never seen nothing like that. So I was like, y'all, like, get me off this trailer. You know what I'm saying? Can fix this tire. Cause I got, you know what I'm saying, put me on another load until the tire's fixed. Cause it's obviously
Right.
something wrong.
Yeah. What ended up being the solution?
They put a new tire on there. Cause I came back and got
Um.
that same, I had to get that load eventually. Eventually I
Uh.
had to take that load. Like they wasn't gonna put it on another trailer. So they changed the tire. And I didn't ask him like what exactly was wrong. Cause I rolled, like I pulled up the trailer just to make sure that if there was an air leak, it wasn't on the ground and it was being, you know what I'm saying, caught between the cement and the tire. So,
Right. Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying, I rolled the tire to make sure like there were no air leaks. I had never experienced something like that. But the tire was
Yeah.
flat and it was still full of air.
Uh, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely, yeah. You asked the right, but the first thing you did was ask somebody with more experience. That's what
Yeah, I
you,
was like, bro,
which is
I
what,
looked at it,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I rolled it and I was like, hold up. Like before he leave, because he was training somebody, I was like, hey, all right, let me do my due diligence so I don't look super fresh, you know, super green.
right,
Like I
right,
asked him,
right,
like,
right, right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, what's wrong with this tire? Like, why did you call me over here, bro? Are you a truck driver?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah,
a truck driver, dog? Like, I was like, nah, he's not about to play me. I'm gonna figure it out. And I was just like, this is weird, way too weird. And it ended up being something that he'd never seen before. And I was just like,
right.
he was like, yeah, call him, tell him to get you a new tire, give you a new load. You know what I'm saying? Go deliver that load, come back and get this trailer. I was like, bet, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't put myself in that situation. Like you
Yeah,
said, a real driver, he got something to lose. And I got too much to lose right now. You know what I'm saying? I got
facts, facts,
too much to lose, bro.
facts. Yeah, I respect it fully, bro.
But I don't want to hold you up. I know I got stuff to do today. This has been a great, bro. This has been a super dope conversation with you. I never talked to Kel y'all outside of Twitter. And this is our first time really actually having a conversation. So, bro, I do appreciate all of the knowledge that you have. I appreciate like your family, like putting all like instilling whatever they instilled in you, bro. That is dope. So shout out to them. Shout out to your
For
guys on the
sure.
podcast because I know you're not messing with no baboons. You ain't messing with the foolery, bro. Like it's
For sure, bro.
what is it called again?
Conscious ignorance, bro.
Conscious ignorance. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably get rough and rowdy, and then like you say, you still bring it down to like, hey, listen, like we're not just here to play. You're
Yeah,
gonna learn
yeah.
something.
We definitely try to discuss like I mean saying stuff that's going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? And if stuff that's going on in the world, we talk about the stock market every once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
You were doing the stock market
And
lives, bro. What happened to that? Who were you doing it with?
I was doing them joints with like anybody, like you know what I'm saying. Most of the people that I did it with, I connected with, you know what I'm saying, via Twitter, whatever, just
Yeah,
chopping it up with them. And mainly I had Josh, my boy Josh on there, and the
that's what
Josh
I
P
saw on there was
lifestyle.
Josh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we were supposed to do one this week, but we're probably gonna start that back up. Definitely probably start that back up. You know, chopping it up about that. But definitely, if you're a truck driver listening to this, put the Conscious Ignorance. The podcast is on Apple Podcasts, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify. While you're out there driving, you'll get a good laugh. You know what I'm saying? Good kick. And you know what I'm saying? Just really just keeping it as you know what I'm saying? Just being genuine as possible with your guys, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Definitely comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever the case may be on all those platforms. And I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, any listens that come from this.
No, I'm gonna link all that stuff in my because you send me all the details and stuff like that, all the links. I'm
Yeah.
gonna link all that in the description below. I'm gonna pin it as the first comment. Some people don't know how to find the description, which is it's all good and stuff like that. But you're gonna have to get a little bit more technologically adapt. Before before we leave, bro, what's like wise words with some words of wisdom? I know this whole thing was like an hour and 30 minutes of wisdom and facts and stuff like that. But what can we leave with, bro? Can you give us something to leave off on the right foot?
Bro, I'm just I like I said, I been in this like trucking thing probably like almost 2 years now, or a year and a half, something like that. But around it my whole life, and one thing that we talked about, we kind of touched on instant gratification. I trick yourself. What I've had to come to do is tricking myself when it comes to instant gratification. So you already know it. We got the Instagram, we got the Twitter. You put up a picture on Instagram, you see the likes coming up on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you see it, it'll show you the display name of who liked your picture, but you still want to open the app to see the picture. You want to see that red heart. It's just something about it. If you, especially if you come back with 9, you're gonna swipe it and see. You're gonna look at the picture. It just told you that that person liked it, but you still want to go look at it because there's an instant gratification attached to it. And then just like, and if you think about how we was brought up in school, I know my school, like you were taught to study for tests. Like you took a test Friday, you got your results back Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's instant gratification for the work and stuff that you, even if you didn't put in work, you got the results of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's an instant gratification and how our brain has been programmed. And I just took that and I was like, yo, how can I start taking this trucking thing serious? Because I kind of would go through the motions with some stuff. And a simple thing as a to-do list.
Man.
A to-do list is something that I definitely preach. Having that, where's my freaking journal? I have my freaking have my to-do list.
It's within arm's reach, bro. I like that.
Yeah,
it's mine right here.
Yeah, like my freaking to-do list, and like once I start checking stuff off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I put it don't have to be the exact times and stuff, but I try to put it in the order that I want to do it. And you know what I'm saying? And having that to-do list and checking it off. And then it's like, for me, I try to put like the little things first. You know what I'm saying? Something easy to start the day, to warm up to. Whether it's called, whether it's to call this person and touch base with this person, then I can go check it off. And I'm like, what can I do next? You know what I'm saying? Give me something else to do type shit. So having that to-do list and becoming productive, bro, and running your race. That's what you know what I'm saying? Social media just, you know, so much shit going on, bro. So much shit going on. You see all these stories of quote unquote instant success. But you know what I'm saying? Running your race and knowing your time is coming. Because if you put in that work, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna reap those benefits. So my biggest thing that I tell people, you working towards something, man, get organized, get a to-do list. You know what I'm saying? That instant gratification, tricking yourself into accomplishing something, an end goal that you know. You know what I'm saying? Because I even got, you see the whiteboard back there, it's like short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. I had that at first. I was like, damn, I'm still not, you know what I'm saying? I don't see myself, or I didn't see it on paper, the goals coming towards me. But now I have that and my to-do list that's working up to those things.
Yes,
the
sir.
stuff that has to be done to get there. Now I'm seeing, all right, you're getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because humans, we gotta, you gotta trick yourself, and you gotta trick yourself, bro, and become a discipline, bro. That's having a discipline to do that. So, and it worked for me in college too. I made dean's lists and stuff in school.
That's dope.
What I do is with that to-do list, the night after I finish my day, you know what I'm saying, once I'm about to call it quits for the day, I just write down everything that I didn't finish for that day, transfer it to this day, and then I write the new stuff that I got to do the next day. And you know what I'm saying, I do that try to do that before I go to sleep. That way when I wake up, I hit the gym, come back, and now I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? You got your planner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing. That's a long quote unquote gym, but I think that's a cheat code to success, man. Really.
Yes,
if you look at any interview that a successful person, they're gonna tell you they have a routine. And if you want to be good at anything, I don't care if it's basketball players have a routine. Fucking one of my favorite Kevin Hart, you watch Kevin Hart interviews, fucking motivational as fuck. But he preaches since he's become successful, he preaches he has a routine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Having that routine, bro. And that's what I lead with. Get no matter what you do, get your routine. You want a podcast, get a routine for your podcast. You want a truck, you need to have a routine for your pre-trip. You need to have a routine on your post-trip. You need to have a routine on, if you have a dedicated route, a routine for that route. You need to have a routine, bro.
Right.
And that's how I see it, bro.
I like it, bro. I really appreciate you coming on. Everybody's Kel on Twitter, Kel Boogie. Like I said, I'm gonna put every link in the description. Y'all need to follow my guy. All right.
I appreciate this 100%, bro.
Yes, sir.
Reaching out. I just appreciate you reaching out.
I'm definitely gonna keep track of. We're gonna keep track of Kel's journey. You know what I'm saying? He's in the trucking group, so we already have connections like that. But like I said, ChrisLeeTv, I appreciate Kel for coming on. We're signing out. Deuces.
All right, Brody.
All right, bro. Take it easy.